Welcome back. Well, we are looking at cues which are not too bad. I mean, at balance, they seem pretty all right. Let's now talk about the stocks to keep on our radar this morning. We have the team standing by with CNBC TV 18 list of top stocks to watch. Guys, good morning and happy Monday to you. Let's start with some news coming in on PI Industries and Mahanagar Gas, Sonal.
Well, yes, let me start with MGL. They held their analyst meet over the weekend and they reiterated their FY25 volume growth of around 67%, which will be led by the industrial and commercial segment, where volume growth could be 11 to 13%. EBITDA margin, however, will come down versus FY24, will be between 9 to 11 rupees per SCM versus 14 rupees that they saw in FY24. The company says it is because of lower APM allocation and also because of higher spot LNG prices. Additionally, the management said they're watching out for gas under GST, something a lot of analysts have spoken about as well. They expect the rate to be around 12%, and if that happens, volumes will see a growth from here on because that will be positive for the entire value chain. The matter pertaining to marketing exclusivity, where PNGRB withdrew their notification, is sub judice, and the next hearing is on 31st July, so that will be an important event to track. PI Industries, where there is some sentiment negative news because one of their biggest customers for pyroxosulfone, Kumai, they have lowered their FY24 guidance by 9% versus the December guidance that they are given. PI supplies pyroxosulfone, which is an active ingredient in one of their major products, which is Axiv. Now remember, it is the largest export product for PI's CSM segment, and the lower guidance for Kumai has come because of global channel inventory destocking. So this could see some impact on the biggest product for PI as well, and that's why going with red on this one.
Okay, all right, Sonal, we'll keep an eye on both those two stocks. But let's hop across to Vamakshi. She's here to tell us about Suzlon and Aavas Financiers. Morning, Vamakshi.
Well, good morning, Nigel. Let me first start off with Suzlon then. The stock is expected to open lower today, and that is because Mr. Marc Desailly, who is an independent director of the company, has tendered his resignation. And while tendering his resignation, he cited corporate governance standards that were applied did not meet his expectations, including situations where communications lacked his expectation of openness and transparency. In fact, a conference call was held yesterday in which the CFO clarified that the issues raised were soft in nature and were process-oriented. They will be implemented in due course, and in fact, he also reiterated that all legal and financial disclosures have been fully complied with as per the regulations. But given this announcement, the stock is expected to open under pressure today. Apart from that, Aavas Financiers also on our radar. They've appointed Mr. Selvin Uthaman as the Chief Business Officer with effect from June 8th. In his last role, he served as the National Sales Head for Affordable Home Loans at Axis Bank. He has a proven track record of setting strategic direction, driving sales as well as enhancing business margins. So overall, this bodes well for Aavas Financiers. Expect the stock to open higher today.
All right. Thanks very much for that. Well, more names in the form of PTC, KEC and RailTel. Vamakshi, back to you.
Well, absolutely. PTC reported a rather weak set of numbers. Revenue was down nearly 2% on a YOY basis. The margins have improved slightly by almost 20 basis points to 4.3%, but they've reported an exceptional operating expense at 20.5 crore in the fourth quarter. Resultantly, the net profit has declined by almost 47%. So going with a red for PTC India. KEC, on the other hand, has won new orders worth almost 1,061 crores across its various businesses, which includes railways, T&D as well as cables, and with these orders, their year-to-date order intake now stands at 3,000 crores, which is an uptick of almost 30%. So going with a green on the back of that, on the back of those new orders for KEC. And lastly, let's also focus in on RailTel. They've received work order from National Informatics Center Services, and this order is worth almost 81.5 crores. So going with a green for RailTel as well.
Okay, all right, got that. We'll keep them on our radar too. Thank you, Vamakshi, for that. Upasana is joining in. There's news on Raymond, Godavari Power and Samvardhana Motherson. Upasana, morning. Tell us about it.
Good morning. First up, let me start with Raymond. The company's real estate division is selected as a preferred developer for a redevelopment project in Bandra. The estimated revenue potential is around 2,000 crores is what the company has highlighted. And this is the fourth project of the company in Mumbai city outside existing development in Thane. Next up is Godavari Power. The company's board meeting is scheduled on 15th of June to consider buyback of equity shares. Hence, this stock will also remain in focus today. And lastly, Samvardhan Motherson is also in focus as Moody's has upgraded the credit rating of SAMIL and SMRP BV to Baa3 from BA1 with a stable outlook. Hence, all in all, I expect all these stocks to open in green today.
Thanks a lot for that, Upasna. Well, let's do a quick recap of all the top stocks we just covered for you. We're looking at MGL, Aavas Financiers, KEC, Railtel Corp. We have Raymond, Godavari Power and Ispat, and Sambandana Motherson. While stocks with negative news flow include PI Industries, Suzlon, and PTC India. Well, those are all the top stocks, but for the time being, let's turn our attention a little bit away from the equity markets to the commodity markets. Manisha Gupta joins us always to give us a quick update. Morning, Manisha.
Morning, Nigel, and thank you for that. Well, commodities have come to a pause in the month of June after that rally that we saw in the month of April and May. And the major deterrent clearly has been the U.S. non-farm payroll data, which has come in much higher for the month of May at 272,000 jobs, which is the highest in 5 months as well. So the markets are looking at a decline in the commodities. You have the gold prices trading at a 1-month low, silver at 4.5% of a decline in the previous week. The crude oil price is also put in a third week of loss. We've seen copper prices trading at a 1-month low. Steel is trading at a 2-month low. So basically, everywhere that you look, we have seen that reaction come into the U.S. jobs data.
Okay, well, some profit booking coming through as far as precious metals are concerned. Manisha, thanks very much for that. We'll take a quick break here. Prakash Diwan will be with us with some fundamental stock analysis. Stay tuned. That's coming up in just a bit.